So in the space in front of you, you imagine Buddhas and Bodhisattvas occupying every atom, and they're made of light, and they're seated on thrones, teaching the Dharma. And surrounding you are living beings. And to the right is your father in the lineage of all the men that contributed to your existence. And then to the left, your mother and all the lineage of the mothers contributed to existence. And then stretching up behind you into infinity is the continuity of your lives. In the space behind you are beings for whom you feel attachment or clinging. In the space in front of you are beings whom you have had difficult feelings toward, animosity, or so-called enemies. And then in all the other spaces are neutral people, people you don't think about very often. And then you generate a sense of taking responsibility to lead beings in this practice. And you think, if I continue to remain the same as I am without changing my habits, then I and others will suffer in various ways. In obvious ways, in more subtle ways. And they'll do so sort of continuously. And so you develop a healthy sense of fear about that process continuing infinitely. And then you think that these beings before you have traversed the path because of their qualities and knowledge. And they're suitable objects to put your trust in or your faith in, or to seek refuge in them. And so you generate some sort of trust and a willingness to develop yourself spiritually to the fullest extent for the benefit of all these beings that are surrounding you, that are behind you and in front of you and so forth. Then we say the refuge prayer. Zog yu jodan zog yu jonam chanju bardu dani gyabzo ji zogi zhenzo gibe zonam gi jola benju zang yu jubar jo zog yu jodan zog yu jonam chanju bardu dani gyabzo ji zogi zhenzo gibe zonam gi jola benju zang yu jubar jo zang yu jodan zog yu jonam chanju bardu dani gyabzo ji zogi zhenzo gibe zonam gi jola benju zang yu jubar jo. You develop a sense of regret for actions that have harmed yourself and harmed others. So we've created actions with our body, we've done actions with our speech, and we've done actions with our mind, if you will, that make it difficult for us to develop, that make it difficult for us to respond to others' needs, that make it difficult for us to put our interests second, to put others' interests first. And so you develop a sense of regret for all these actions that you've done today and yesterday and the day before yesterday and so on, sort of infinitely back. You just think, oh, I wish I hadn't done it, because I understand the consequences, not because you feel guilt or because of some other reason. I just understand the consequences. I wish I hadn't done it. So you can think, oh, I regret that. 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 Mhm. And then from that sense of regret, we do the remedy. So you think, above the crown of your head, seated upon a lotus and moon seat, are Vajrasattva father and mother. Their bodies are white. Each has one face and two arms. He holds a dorje and bell, and she a curved knife and skull cup. They are embracing each other. The father is adorned with 6 mudras, the mother with 5. He sits in the Vajra posture and she in the lotus. Vajrasattva is your Guru, the holy mind of all the Buddhas, the Dharmakaya, who out of unbearable compassion embraces you and all other sentient beings and appears in this form to purify you and all others. On a moon disk at Vajrasattva's heart stands a hum, encircled by a garland of 100-syllable mantra. A powerful stream of white nectar flows from the hum and mantra garland, and you are cleansed of all sickness, spirit harm, negative karma, and obscurations. Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA TITHA DIDO ANURAKTO Zarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU SARVA TATHAGATA VAJRA VAJRA MAHA SAMAYA SARVA Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA TITHA DIDO SUPO ANURAKTO Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Bhagavan Sarvata Vajra Om Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA DINO Subhagaya Mibhava ANURAKTO Mibhava Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Bhagavan Sarvata Vajra MAME Vajra Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA DINO Subhagaya Mibhava ANURAKTO Mibhava Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Bhagavan Sarvata Vajra MAME Vajra Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA DINO Subhagaya Mibhava ANURAKTO Mibhava Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Bhagavan Sarvata Vajra MAME Vajra Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA DINO Subhagaya Mibhava ANURAKTO Mibhava Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Bhagavan Sarvata Vajra MAME Vajra Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA Subhagaya Mibhava ANURAKTO Mibhava Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Bhagavan Sarvata Vajra MAME Vajra Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA Subhagaya Mibhava ANURAKTO Mibhava Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Sarvata Vajra MAME Vajra Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA Subhagaya Mibhava ANURAKTO Mibhava Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Sarvata Vajra MAME Vajra Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA Subhagaya Mibhava ANURAKTO Mibhava Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Bhagavan Sarvata Vajra MAME Vajra Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA Subhagaya Mibhava ANURAKTO Mibhava Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Bhagavan Sarvata Vajra MAME Vajra Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA MANUPALAYA Vajrasattva DENOPHA Subhagaya Mibhava ANURAKTO Mibhava Sarazina Mibaya Karma TSAME SIDDHI KURU Bhagavan Sarvata Vajra MAME Vajra Mahasamaya Sarva Om Vajrasattva SAMAYA Manupalaya Vajrasattva DENOPHA JINOMEVAVA SUTOGAYAMEVAVA SUPOGAYAMEVAVA ANURAKTO SARVAZINA MEVAYASA SARVAGAMA SUJAME ZIDHI KURU MAHA SARVATATHAGATA VASHAMAME MUNTSA VAJRA VAJRA SAMAYA Manupalaya Vajrasattva DENOPHA JINOMEVAVA SUTOGAYAMEVAVA SUPOGAYAMEVAVA ANURAKTO MEVAVA SARVAZINA MEVAYASA SARVAGAMA SUJAME ZIDHI KURU Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarvadhatagata Vajramasmayasavam Om Vajrasamaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatena Patita Jinamevava Sudagaya Mevava Subagaya Mevava Anarakta Mevava Sarasina Mevayasa Saragama Tujame Zidam Jam Kuruhum Ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sarvadhatagata Vajramasmayasavam Om Vajrasamaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatena Patita Jinamevava Subagaya Mevava Subagaya Mevava Anarakta Mevava Sarasina Mevayasa Saragama Tujame Siddham Guru Hom Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sarvadhatagata Vajramasmayasavam Samaya Savam Om Vajrasamaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatena Patita Jinamevava Sudagaya Mevava Subagaya Mevava Anurakta Mevava Sarasina Mevayasa Saragama Tujame Siddham Guru Hom Ha Ho Bhagavan Sarvadhatagata Vajramasmayasavam Savam Om Vajrasamaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatena Patita Sudagaya Mevava Subagaya Mevava Anurakta Mevava Sarasina Mevayasa Saragama Tujame Siddham Guru Ho Bhagavan Sarvadhatagata Vajramasmayasavam Om Vajrasavam 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 Om Vajrasavam 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 Om Vajrasavam Think from the crown of my head, Guru Vajrasattva says, son of the race, your negativities, obscurations, and broken and damaged pledges have been completely purified. Think, before Guru Vajrasattva, I vow never again to commit those negative actions from which I can easily abstain, and not to commit for a day, an hour, or at least a few seconds from those negative actions from which I find difficult to abstain. Imagine Guru Vajrasattva accepts your requests with your promise, rather, your resolution, with no hesitation. And then imagine or visualize that a replica descends to the crown of your head of Guru Vajrasattva, descends to the crown of your head and the crowns of all these beings surrounding you. Then dissolves through the crown of your head to sort of the center of your head, so third eye region, filling your body with white light, purifying all the obscurations and negative karmas created by the body. And then descends to the throat, filling the body with red light, purifying all the obscurations and negative karmas created by speech. And then descends to the center of your chest, the heart region, filling your body with blue light, purifying all the obscurations and negative karmas created by the mind. And then imagine they're all happening simultaneously: white light, red light, blue light, purifying all obscurations and negative karmas created by body, speech, and mind. Imagine your body and all the, imagine that replica dissolves into you, becoming inseparable with you, living beings. Your body arises and all the bodies of all the other beings arise clear as crystal, completely purified. And then you just rest a few moments and feeling that you're completely purified. And because other beings are completely purified, there's no suffering anywhere in the universe. And then you think, in emptiness, there is no I, creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. There is no negative karma created. So from our particular school of Buddhism, we say that in the ultimate analysis, the self, the negative action, negative karma created do not exist intrinsically in the ultimate analysis. But conventionally, they exist by being merely labeled by the mind on the appropriate designation for the label, on a basis appropriate for the designation for the label. So then we dedicate this positive energy, this merit, to a bigger goal, so that we can always draw from it and protect it from acts of non-virtue. So you dedicate this, all the effort you've put in, so you've come to this practice, and you've done the practice, been patient with me, all the people that put an effort to host this on Zoom, and all those kinds of things. So we can dedicate all that merit to long lives of all spiritual masters. And if we have a connection with Lama Tsongkhapa, to the teachings of KURU, but also the other schools of Tibetan Buddhism, Nyingma, Sakya, Kagyu, and then all the different schools of forms of Buddhism that exist in the world. So may all those traditions continue, have every resource they need. And then dedicate to the long lives of our spiritual teachers. May we always, from our side, see their best qualities, see them as Buddhas. May we always work to serve them and to help cause their wishes to come into fruition. And may we never be separated from the four wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, path of renunciation, bodhicitta, purity and emptiness, 2 stages of tantric practice. I mean, all those that think about us, remember us, dream of us, speak to us, hear our voices, hear our bodies, hear our images, speak our names, touch us, touch our bodies like as love as hate us, hurt us, upset, and killing us. May they not be born in lower realms. May they meet qualified Mahayana teachers and friends. May they become perfectly enlightened Buddhists in the very moment. May all the environmental problems of this earth instantly cease, in order that those who practice the Dharma may continue practicing peace, those about to practice the Dharma may begin peace, and those yet hear the Dharma may hear to live in peace. May all wars, famine, quarreling, disease, pandemics, and different forms of oppression and so forth, may these instantly cease by virtue of our practice. And may all non-human beings, all living beings that are not human, may they be free of every kind of suffering, have every kind of happiness, and may we be able to work towards that. And may all the mundane needs of beings be met. So, may living beings have medicine and companionship and clothing and shelter and so forth. And then may all the spiritual goals of beings come into fruition. So people want to become monks or nuns or memorize texts or meditate or build holy objects or build monasteries or nunneries or, all these different kinds of things, all these kinds of things that we do. May they have, may all of those come into fruition. May we be able to support them as, if we have that opportunity, may we be able to support them as best we can. And may all institutions that support human development have every kind of resource they need, money, praise, volunteers, and so forth. And then many people have died or begun the process of dying or found out they'll die soon, as we just in this half hour. So may they become instantly well. And if that's impossible, then may they have a smooth transition into death, become enlightened in the bardo. And if that's not possible, then they become born human, meet qualified Mahayana teachers and friends, and then become Buddha in that lifetime for the benefit of others. And then at the very least, no matter what happens in our lives, we may have a kind, warm, gentle, a brave heart, because all of this tradition, all these texts and practices and all these institutions, it's all for that. It's to develop that baseline quality. So at the very least, whether we become Buddhist, whether we stay Buddhist, whether we aren't Buddhist, well, at least at the very minimum, we have that. Okay, and did I have any special? No, anyway. So I hope you have a very good night. I will see you soon. Take care.